Hello, everyone. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the three qualities of um, the elements. So, like I said before in the previous video, the elements are air, fire, land, and water. So, I'm going to be talking about, the qualities. So, the qualities of the elements um, are cardinal, mutable, and fixed. Those are the qualities of the four elements. So you have 12 zodiac signs. Okay, so like if you want to do the math, so it's 12 zodiac signs, right? And then you divide that, by four, and of the four elements, and you have three left, which is the three qualities. Yes, so fixed, cardinal, and mutable. So how I remember them is by season. So let's say, for instance, there's four seasons, so there's beginnings of three beginnings and ends of the season. If that makes sense. There's like three parts. Okay, so there's a time when the season begins, middle of the season, and the end of the season. So the Cardinals are the beginning of the season. So that's Aries, the beginning of spring, Cancer, which is the beginning of summer, and then there's Libra, which is the beginning of fall, and Capricorn, which is the beginning of winter. So beginning, start, you would, just automatically connect that with those signs with signs of action. So they are the ones that rise up, they are the independent ones, they're self-starters, they get stuff going, they start the season off. So they're like of movement. So Aries, they move aggressively. Of course, they are the first time. I don't know if you've ever dealt with an Aries, Aries, they can be aggressive, and they are a fire sign. And then the next one is a Cancer. So Cancers, they start like voluntarily, they start willingly. I'm looking at my notes, y'all. So they start, willingly, voluntarily, like, yes, with 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 one's whole heart, I guess you could say. And then we have Capricorn. They are the ones that start with intent. Like, they going into this, they're like, yo, this is what it is. This is how I'm looking at it. They might not tell you, but that's how they're looking at it. So moving on to the middle is the fixed. So I am a fixed sign, Taurus. So fixed signs, Taurus, they are the middle of spring, well, of course, and then you have Leo, which is the middle of summer, Scorpio, which is the middle of fall, and Aquarius, which is the middle of winter. So that pretty much is like saying they are very stuck in their ways. They need tangible facts to for them to do anything, for them to even change their mind, or for them to even want to change their mind. I mean, you have Taurus, who's just really, really stubborn, and then you have Leo, who is like arrogant, they're know-it-alls, and then you have Scorpios, they are totally in control, no one can be in control, don't tell them, and even if they do it in a subtle way, like Scorpios are very in control of what's going on. Even if it's a destructive control, they're very in control. And then we have Aquariuses who they are in control, but they do things. They appear flexible because they do things in condition to them. So, oh yeah, I'll do this, but under these conditions. So Leos. So they pretty much establish the season. So we're half established, half successful, because we're in the middle of the season. So they pretty much like establish in a Taurus. When they establish in enduring, like, beyond self-doubt. Like, they're stubborn. So if they know what it is, they're gonna go for it without even, it's like straight tunnel vision. They don't even see what's going on the outside. It's like, this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna get, or this is how I feel about it, and that's that. Like, pretty much. And then we have Leos who are extremely firm, whether it's firm physically or firm verbally, or just even with their energy, they're very bold people. So they go about establishing things in a more firm way. They say a lot of fixed signs, have a hard time initiating things to happen, but once they get it going, just it's like a train. You just can't stop. Like you gotta really knock some shit up to get the train to stop. If that was a good analogy. And then there's Aquarius, who moves like I said before, like limit. With you know conditionally they move. It's not unconditionally. It's like under these conditions, I'll this is what we're gonna establish. This it's an air sign, so it's still like very stuck in their ways, but at the same time very kind of like the water barrier. It's like still a body of water, but it's like yeah. And then we go on to the mutable signs. So those signs close out seasons. So they're the ones that get the job done. They finish it. Even if it's multiple things, like a Gemini. That is the mutable sign, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. These are mutable signs. So these signs are a little bit more adaptive. They're Gemini's my favorite, so it's just kind of like anything associated with that, like I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so they're like chameleons, you can say, or like camouflage. You know how like they wear camouflage in the army and they be in the grass. It's like they get the job done, but if they got to switch up some shit to get it done, then that's what it's gonna be. They're open to change. So and I think that's very good. It's always good to have like a balanced birth chart. A lot of the times with a lot of mutable, because the world's changing every day, so you have to be able to adapt. And it's definitely more so harder for fixed signs because they're so used to something, and then cardinal signs because they just kind of want to start it. They don't necessarily think long term. They get very bored with things. So then Gemini is flexible. It's like two people, so you can kind of like you get a yes and you get a no with the Geminis. They're able to cope with like so many different circumstances. Like a lot of people who know Geminis, they're into so many things and they're like all over the place. So they're very flexible and open. And then we have the Virgo who adapts in a sensible more way, kind of like not necessarily for show, but like kind of for show. Like it's more so outwardly that they do it. They're still introverts. They're still mental sign of from Mercury, so they're kind of onward. You don't really know what's going on with Virgo. Like you only know what they put outward, what they portray. It's kind of like a Cancer. That's why kind of go hand in hand with each other as far as like interpersonal relationships. Yeah. So Virgos. And then we have Sagittarius, which is my second favorite. They move responsibly, so they're like Sagittarius, like they like movers and shakers, real quick with their mouths, really really quick with their mouths. Very the most witty sign of them all. They're extremely sarcastic. If you know an Aquarius, just imagine like on the 5, not on the 10, but on the 5. Sagittarius. It's just like, really, you just said that, like, and not care. And then it's just kind of like you get mad at them, but you can't even stay mad because it's like, damn, that's just how they are. They're just like they're these cool assholes. So it's just kind of like but at the same time, just on the other hand, they're very very loyal, and they move so independently that if they do care about you, there's this this unconditional loyalty to you. Even if they're going to talk shit to you the whole time, they will definitely adapt to you very quickly to what you need, and like, yeah, they're a fire sign, but Sagittarius is kind of like for people to take the lead so they can kind of admire you, and then like, yeah, let me catch up. They're very like competitive sign, so yeah. And then you have Pisces, who are like the sweet pies, and they adapt on a more submissive level. So, kind of like they're the most gullible, kind of like naive. you know, but not all of them are naive. Most of them are very in tune um, with the spirit world, or just like they're so emotional, you know. So they're very in tune. So they kind of like, it's like they're kind of like, oh, like just they just kind of like, yes, like whatever you want, you know. Like they're just kind of like that, and it's in a humble way, like, you know, it's not like, yeah, you're just saying yes to me all the time. But they, you know, they can be very feisty as well. So yeah. And then let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Pisces can just, they don't resist. They won't resist you pretty much. So yeah, that was it. That was pretty much everything. Yeah, so we got the signs that close, that begin the season, which is Cardinal, the middle, fixed, and Mutable, which they close out. Yes, so I hope y'all got something with that. For any reason, if you just want to like email me, ask me a few questions. I'm starting to do birth charts, so in a really cool way. So if you want to know more about that, I have my email in the bio. You can just like hit me. My screen name is the same like everywhere, Instagram, whatever. So might pretty easy to find. Yeah. Well, that's it.